Let's get to the latest on the investigations into former President Donald Trump. Lawyers for the former president met with Department of Justice officials, including special counsel Jack Smith, Monday. This comes as a second grand jury investigating the former president's handling of classified documents is expected to meet in Florida this week. On social media yesterday, Trump called the investigation a, quote, witch hunt, writing, quote, how can DOJ possibly charge me who did nothing wrong when no other presidents were charged? For more, we are joined by NBC News Justice and Intelligence correspondent Ken Dilanian. Ken, good morning. Always good to have you with us. So what more do we know at this point about yesterday's meeting?
Good morning, Savannah. Neither side is talking about exactly what was said during this meeting. We saw the trio of Trump lawyers go in the Justice Department. We saw them leave 2 hours later. We know that the special counsel was there. We also know a senior career official at the Justice Department was there. I learned that Attorney General Merrick Garland and Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco chose not to attend this meeting. That's consistent with Garland's approach to these special counsel investigations, which is hands-off. What this really felt like is kind of a last-ditch appeal by the Trump lawyers who are trying to prevent their client from being indicted. And it's very common for defense counsel to come in and try to meet with senior Justice Department officials and make their case that the actual prosecutors investigating are missing something, and so the more senior officials should step in. Nobody thinks that's going to happen here. There's some reporting that Trump lawyers are no closer to believing that their client is not going to be indicted. And so now we wait and we see what happens, Savannah.
So this is a big question because there are so many different things going on here. But if you could help us just tease some of this out. So there's also a grand jury in Florida expected to hear witness testimony this week in the classified documents case, separate from the grand jury in Washington, also separate from, of course, the big news story when the president was actually indicted in New York. Walk us through why and how all of these different grand juries are convening.
That's right. So leave New York aside because that's a state case unrelated to this. So in the federal system, you can bring testimony as a prosecutor before a grand jury anywhere that's relevant to your case, right? So it's all one system. So there's been, as you said, there's been a grand jury in Washington that's been investigating this classified documents case. But remember, a lot of this conduct took place in Palm Beach, Florida, where Mar-a-Lago is. And so we have reporting that there is some grand jury testimony expected in Florida this week. It's unclear why that is. It could be any number of reasons. There could be a scheduling issue. There's a witness down there who can't get up to Washington in time. There could be a venue issue. There may be some charges in this case that they would like to bring in Florida rather than in Washington. And, of course, it's always possible, Savannah, that if they decide to charge this documents case, they could charge the whole thing in the Southern District of Florida because that's where, again, a lot of the conduct took place. We just don't know. It's a secret process. We have been able to learn, though, that there is some activity in front of a grand jury in Florida.
Ken, very quickly before we let you go, any idea timeline here?
We still believe, and all the signals are pointing to a resolution of this case, at least in the next couple of weeks. And most experts and people around this case that I talk to believe that because of the timetable and the election calendar. And most experts believe it's more likely than not that Jack Smith is going to file charges in this case. But again, we'll have to see. And of course, Donald Trump insists on his innocence, Savannah.
Ken Dilanian, we appreciate you. Thanks.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.